Amazing how graphic design can be invisible when done right. Here, a newspaper. Until you focus on it and suddenly see it. I like this invisible visible aspect. I was a dreamer and at school I preferred to look outside. My parents, school teachers, told me to stop dreaming, get good grades and make us proud. But it felt like a round peg forced through a square hole. Later on I discovered I was more a visual thinker and the others in my family were not. So I wasn't stupid, I just processed information differently. Once I allowed myself to do things differently, my way, things became easier, also when making art later in life. Hi there, my name is Albert van der Zwart. Welcome to Imperfect Paintings, inspiring you to embrace the magic of making art. Last week a subscriber, thanks Ben, mentioned David Carson, a famous American graphic designer. I looked at some of his artworks and thought newspapers. A nice common material to work with. I take 3 Saturday editions and then put next to each other. They look alike. The third page as well. And of course each one is different because of the news items, but the structure feels familiar. I cut the front page into the elements and mess it up by turning some of them upside down. The typical invisible design or look and feel of our newspaper starts to disappear. When I play a little more, I cut it into smaller pieces, I still see and know it's the page of a newspaper. But when I move the pieces further apart, it's only the typical newspaper colored paper and the printed text on it that reminds me of a newspaper. One step further and the newspaper idea is gone. And now it's something completely different. An invisible structure or layout can be found in many things. Like in this typical Dutch landscape on my way home from my day job. A satellite view or a map shows the same spot. A minute later I see signage about speed limits, directions and approaching a roundabout. All separate signs are part of an invisible structured layer we put over our road network. To become aware of invisible things around me, I like to watch videos that show me familiar things but from a different perspective. I love how this channel explains the concept Stroads. Link up here and in the description below the video. A short personal message in between. I will change my upload schedule from weekly to every other week. It's not about lack of ideas, it's just lack of energy at this moment for me. I found this David Carson artwork and it took me a while to recognize his last name Carson in it. Look at this SO part, in a minute you will see it appear again. Here's a fun challenge for you. Take your first name or surname, print it in different sizes, cut out the individual letters and play with them to make a David Carson design of your name. Turn it into something a bit more artsy and send me a picture. More details in a minute. I guess David Carson is taking known things, like words or letters, and combines them with unknown ways of doing. Like Fred again, who makes music combined with interviews or just a line of text. I have it on repeat, it's mesmerizing. Link up here and in the description below. And brands also play with their logos. Once you start looking for it, you see it everywhere. This one is from Carson's Prince series called Rules of Graphic Design. The title makes me curious about the principles and I find these 6 on the internet. Balance, proximity or unity, alignment, repetition, consistency, contrast and white space. I say he scores 6 out of 6 every time. Do you notice the larger SO again? The prints look alike, but each one is different. I like the playfulness without randomness. I see a vertical and a horizontal structure and repetition. Funny thing is that I would love to add a number 7 to the list, readability, like for my newspaper. Now it's my turn. I want to play with this phrase. Is art making difficult or can it also be easy? So I print it a few times in different fonts and sizes. But by presenting them to you, like this, I create my first version. I know I'm repeating myself, but doing is the mantra. Just do. It's the only way to find out what can happen. I make cutouts and arrange and rearrange them. I like playing with the words in this way, moving them around and pausing to see what appeals to me. Taking pictures in between can also help. Find out what works best for you. This one almost feels like making poetry. Of course this isn't like David Carson yet, but play for a while. Trust the process and perhaps forget about the words and just move the pieces of paper around. open up to randomness. Once you see a nice combination, this can also be a part of the line you started with, you can make it more look like the Carson prints. At my day job, I save these foam sheets on their way to the trash can. It's just another material to show you one of my favorite words. Or use cardboard, gel plates or whatever. Make it fun. Feel free to do experiments. This exercise is also part of the challenge. You can send me your pictures of this as well. Details in the description below the video. Know that David Carson is also known for his collages. Here are some examples from his new book Nu Collage. Random things, colors and shapes are combined. But it doesn't look random, it feels right. In case you like to surprise me, make a collage in his style as well. It's all about seeing options to make art, like cycling home from your day job, or reading a newspaper, or looking at your name with new eyes. In the same way, you can change your ideas about art. Curious? Just click on the link and I will see you over there in the next video. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.